Hey, a very good morning. Welcome to 5 on your feed. I'm Ryan Dean.
And I'm Allie Corian for Sydney Stallworth this morning. And we're excited to be with you here on this Thursday as you're scrolling on your phone. And we're going to bring you all of today's headlines. And guess what? Masks are in those headlines.
Oh, they top the headlines, Allie, for sure. It's perhaps the hottest topic right now in schools. Masks, should they be required or just recommended? The Parkway School District votes to lift its mask mandate starting next month. And tonight, Rockwood and Lindbergh could do the very same. It's been mask madness for the past week. It started after the Attorney General asked parents to report districts enforcing mask mandates and other COVID protocols. He would then send districts a cease and desist letter claiming COVID protocols violate state law. He cites the recent Cole County Court ruling that says such orders for unelected health officials are unconstitutional. But across the St. Louis region, school districts tell 5 on your side their attorneys see it differently, and several schools such as Hazelwood, SLPS, and Ferguson Florissant continue to mask up. And there's the list right there on your screen that still have mask mandates in place for now.
And Ryan, this as we are learning that COVID cases among students and staff in St. Louis County inside the schools are surging right now. There was a new report released from the health department that says last week staff cases were at their highest and student cases at their second highest for the current school year. Even though Omicron is in the U.S., it's the Delta variant that's responsible for the majority of cases across the country, making up at least 96% of infections. Hours from now, advisors for the CDC will meet to weigh possible limits on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, this because of continued blood clot issues. So the committee will be presented with new data that appears to show the rate of blood clots has increased since April. The issue is rare. So far, there have been about 9 deaths among the more than 7 million people who have received the shot. The FDA says the highest rate of clot issues, about 1 case per 100,000 doses, has been in women ages 30 to 49 years old.
Okay, listen to this. A new pill used to treat COVID could be available by the end of the month. The final data on Pfizer's treatment is now in the hands of the FDA. Pfizer says the pill named Paxlovid cuts the risk of hospitalization or death by 89% when given to high-risk adults within a few days of first symptoms. And so far, it appears to work against Omicron. It's important to note the pill treats COVID, but does not prevent it.
So that is the cliffhanger there. This is not the cure-all. This is what you would take once you have it.
Correct. Yeah, so and I think I've seen doctors say it's going to be a mix of obviously still the social distancing, being vaccinated, and then this pill as possible treatment if you have the breakthrough cases.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what they're hoping for.
What a pill, though. I mean, that sounds nice.
It's a game changer,
sounds
right?
Sounds easy. Yeah. Flags are at half staff in Edwardsville, and they will stay that way through Friday. It's all to honor the 6 Amazon workers killed last Friday after an EF3 tornado struck. The city of Edwardsville will hold a vigil tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. at Governor's Plaza on South Main Street, and that'll be all to honor the victims. This as the first funeral was held for one of the 6 victims. Family and friends gathered yesterday to remember Etheria Hebb. The 34-year-old Amazon worker was a mother to a 1-year-old son. We'll work on getting that video there for you.
Yeah, this is the wrong video, yep.
Visitation for 26-year-old Amazon worker Austin McEwen will take place tomorrow at Barry Wilson Funeral Home in Maryville from 2 to 7, and then his funeral will be Saturday at 11 a.m.
Okay, so with many trying to recover from the storms, the Illinois Attorney General, along with the BBB, want to warn you about scammers looking to take advantage of people. I hate stories like this. Oftentimes, these fly-by-night scammers will show up and offer to do work with a contract and look for verbal agreements with payments up front. Now, the BBB says before you agree to any work, it's important that you call your insurance to see what they will pay for and whether they have had any complaints about that company in the past. If it all checks out, you can further insulate yourself by paying with a credit card.
Important.
Yes, another tip that can help from getting scammed is utilizing the Triple B's website, where they have vetted thousands of businesses and charities in our area to keep you from getting scammed. Allie, this makes people so angry because you're talking about people who have already gone through so much, and then they got to worry about getting scammed.
Yeah, well, scammers, they don't have a heart, right?
They don't.
But the credit card thing, I think, is so important. I don't
Yes.
even use my debit card anymore.
Yeah, use your debit card as a credit card, right? Use
Yeah,
this, you don't put in the
exactly.
PIN number, and that way you got all the anti-theft protection.
You can call the company and say, look, this was fraudulent, and normally they'll honor it. So
absolutely.
Good advice there. Well, it has been a wild week of weather across the Midwest, and yesterday, the big story was the wind. Check out some of this video here. This gust of wind blew over a semi-truck in Wyoming. Wow. This happened south of Cheyenne. Portions of the interstate had to be closed down. And then this is wild. That's a camper van rolling across the highway. It looks like a tumbleweed. This happened in Colorado, where some areas had hurricane force wind gusts at more than 100 miles per hour. It's wild. And then check out this dust storm. This is in Kansas. The winds here knocked over at least 4 semi-trailers. Visibility was reduced to 0, and look, you can see why. Forced several roads in that area to have to shut down. And the wind tore a part of the Charles B. Wheeler downtown airport in Kansas City. Look at that, pieces of metal scraps just ripped from the roof. Really crazy stuff.
That is wild stuff. Yeah, I was looking at Twitter, and one of the former superintendents in this area, now I think he's in Iowa, and he was saying in his first 34 years, he's never had to put out this alert that they're stopping after-school activities because of impending winds.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, hopefully nothing like that for us today. Let's check in with Anthony.
Good Thursday morning. We are waking up with showers across the area. This activity should come to an end as we get towards lunchtime. The cold front swings all the way through this afternoon. Colder air starts to arrive, but we will see some sunshine here today. Just cool sunshine with numbers near 50. Tomorrow morning, clouds return. Our next chance of rain arrives in the afternoon and evening. And again, we're not expecting severe weather, just like we saw this morning. Just plain old steady rain. Temperatures cooling down for the weekend. 20s for lows, 40s for highs.
Well, the Rockwood School District is mourning the loss of a longtime educator. Carl Hudson, an assistant principal at Marquette High School, died yesterday after an extended illness. He joined Rockwood in 2010 after serving as a teacher, coach, and administrator in the Parkway and Kirkwood school districts. Additional counselors will be brought in for staff and students. This is yet another loss for the Marquette community. Last month, 2 students died in a car crash.
One of the largest HR companies in the world is still shut down this morning after a ransomware attack, and it could impact your paycheck. Now your ears just perked up, didn't they?
Yeah.
Ultimate Kronos Group confirmed the ransomware attack hit services that many companies use to manage employees and payrolls. Now they're not sure of the exact scope of the attack, but Kronos said it could take several weeks before service is restored. St. Louis City residents, this one is for you. Saturday is the first day that you can apply for the city's $500 direct payment of COVID relief funds. 9,300 people will get the payment, but you have to meet some requirements. Are you ready? First, you have to be a city resident. Next, you have to earn at or under 80% of the area median income. For a 4-person household, that threshold is just shy of $70,000. And finally, you must have suffered loss of income due to the pandemic. So that could be anything from job loss and funeral expenses to medical costs. You can apply in person or on the city's website when that portal opens. But $500.
Now here's some news you can use. Kraft Foods wants you to pay to skip the annual cheesecake this holiday season. The company is having trouble, listen to this, keeping its Philadelphia cream cheese on store shelves right now. So they're actually turning the shortage into a marketing opportunity. Pretty brilliant. The company will give 18,000 people $20 to buy another dessert that's cream cheese free.
I can think of a lot.
Yeah, I can too, but the cream cheese is pretty good. You just have to log on to spreadthefeeling.com tomorrow or Saturday and reserve a spot. Then buy your treat, and on December 28th, use your unique link to submit your recipe or your receipt, excuse me. And then that website is spreadthefeeling.com in case you really want to try this.
Yeah.
And they got all the instructions on how you can do it right there. I will say, those those pumpkin rolls. Have you ever had a pumpkin roll filled with cream
they're
cheese and they got
delicious,
that
yeah.
little confectionery sugar sprinkled on top? Ooh.
Yeah. Anything with cheese is amazing.
Oh yeah, you put a little sugar and cheese and put it with anything else.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah. Hey, it's the Battle of the Bi-State. Did you guys hear about this? Missouri apparently has more Christmas spirit than Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on. This is according to a new survey from internet provider CenturyLink. So here's what they did. They ranked states based on Google searches, online shopping, and Christmas music streaming.
Sounds scientific to me.
It does. Missouri came in at 11th, Ryan. That's pretty good. We almost went into the top 10. This is in the nation for the most Christmas spirit. Illinois apparently has a few more Scrooges, coming in at 36. Yikes. New Hampshire, by the way, ranked first. A lot of happy, Christmassy, spirited people over there. New York came in last.
Huh.
And aren't you from New York?
I am.
So?
Well, I'm from upstate, so there's a big
explain.
I always say there's a big difference between where I'm from. I'm from New York, not New York. It's a big difference.
There's a big difference, yeah. You guys probably have a lot of Christmas spirit there because
Yeah,
you chop down your own trees, I would imagine.
I grew up in the rural area, but I didn't do that.
Oh, you have your own trees to chop down.
With no shoes on. No, but I find this list kind of fishy. You would think like a really warm weather climate would be less holiday festive. Like New York is cold, got the snow.
I know.
It looks like a snow globe at times, especially upstate New York with the lake effect snow. I don't know, but you would think like.
But do you think it's because people are shoveling out so much snow that they start to get a little bit spiteful of it?
But even us New Yorkers
Love it.
stop and cherish Christmas.
I know, your
Then
parents love it.
Yeah, they love it, yeah.
Even when they get buried in the
Even when
snow.
there's 119 inches on the ground.
Just turn on jingle bells and everything will be
That's
fine.
it. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Have a great day, and we will see, it's Thursday, so we will be back